Back everyone for another home decorating and design idea. Let's get right into the video. Today I have a trash to treasure, or rather a furniture makeover for my shop. It is not staying in my home. It will be going into my shop to be sold. Again, it is a trash to treasure, or rather a furniture makeover of an old piece of furniture. I don't want to call it an antique because it's not an antique, but we want to take this old piece and bring it back to life and bring it to a current look. So what I'm going to do is just go in and strip the furniture. I'm not going to use stripper for this particular piece. I am only going to use my sander. Of course, I went in with a good cleaning first on the entire piece, and then I just went in with the sander. As you can see here, it's an orbital sander, and I will continue to roll across it going with the grain. As you can see here now on the piece, I have started the process and almost done. I would say probably about 50%, because I am going to strip all of the original finish off of the entire feet, legs, sides, front panels of the drawers, the entire piece. And this is what it's looking like thus far. Now this is the finished look of the entire piece once I have stripped it completely down. I did leave some dark stain in some of the cracks and crevices, some because I really couldn't reach them, as well as I wanted to leave some there just for the overall look of the piece in its entirety, giving it just a little bit more character or presence with the piece. And you will see why once I start to do a whitewash finish over it. I am taking some basic household Whisper white paint, and I'm only going to use about 1/4 cup of paint, and then I'm going to water it down again, because I'm doing just a wash over it just to brighten the wood, or rather lighten it a little bit without it being completely white. Because once it is sold, whoever may be the person who is purchasing it might want to go back and stain it or paint it. So I'm leaving that option available so that it just gives it a crisp look while it's with me. Now this is something I'm leaving in the video, which is me with my mind not completely on what I was doing. I was just refusing to go back in the house and get another roller, because the little interior little plastic piece that goes inside of the roller had popped out, and I was just like, my mind was just in other places. And just don't do this. Keep your mind on what you are doing. Stay in the moment so that you can finish whatever task, whatever process that you are doing, and do it to its best quality that you can get it. So as you can see here, Nell just continued to work with it, and she was just refusing to do what she needed to do. But after a few minutes, she had to give in. She had to go back, wipe the entire piece down, wipe off all of the paint that was already there before it completely dried. Because what you should do when you are doing a wash, you should use a wet cloth. You should wipe it down to moisturize the piece. That means just to get it damp so that it accepts the paint a little bit better, well, a lot better, while you are completing the task of the whitewashing, so that way you can put on as much paint as you want, let it sit, or you can wipe it away very easily when you do have the paint, or rather the piece, conditioned with water. So as you can see here, she decided to pick up that paintbrush and do it all the correct way. I did again go back, as you can see, wipe the entire piece down of all of the paint that was originally on it that I put on it, and I started over. Because when I am flipping a piece like this, I want it to look its absolute best. And again, I'm not going to stain it. I'm not going to paint the entire piece out, because a piece like this being old, as you can see here, you want the person to make the choice, whoever is purchasing it, to decide if they want to restain it or if they want to paint it in a particular color. And again, I like natural wood, so I'm leaving it in its natural wood form slightly with the wash. And then I'm just going to continue to go around the entire piece, again, as you'll see me do, wiping it down, giving it a little moisture with the wood so that it accepts the paint, and then I'll be able to wipe it away a lot easier. Then, as you can see with the piece, all of the dark spots that I left because I want a little shadowing in it, again, just to give it a little character to the piece as well. And once done with that, you can see the hardware. I'm going to put the original hardware back on the piece because, again, with a piece like this being old and the style that it is, some people like to have it in its original form. So I'm going to keep the original hardware. I'm not going to update the hardware because with a piece like this, I just don't feel like new hardware would do it justice as it would with the original hardware. And again, I'll let whoever purchases it do the deciding for switching out the knobs, handles, or pulls. I'll go ahead and put all of the pulls back on the drawer, and then I'm going to style it here in my home just so that you can see it, the finished look, and how much brighter it is with just a whitewash over it. And then I'm going to place it in my shop, and you can see it there. This has been Shenell. Stay inspired, motivated, and moving, creating something beautiful from the inside that exudes out. And I don't mean that just with things. I mean that with yourself as well. And I'll see you all for the next one.